Hi everyone, it's Empress Coco, the messenger, divine messenger at that. So, today I just want to talk about women in today's society, okay? Feminists, whoever, whatever you want to categorize today's women. And I don't mean that like I'm about to just sit here and focus on traditional women or anything of that nature. More so even women who are in touch with their roots, okay? I I don't even know what to categorize it myself, but I just know I'm one of them. I'm not a feminist at all. But this is just to touch on the fact, like, well, let me back up. This topic is going to be about women and raising children. Okay. I ramble as I talk, so bear with me. But I get a lot of criticism. I am a stay-at-home mom. Okay. I raise my children since birth, okay? I have a 3-year-old soon to be and a 4-year-old soon to be. Literally, like in a month or two, they will be that age. So I had them back to back. So, I got married, had children, and I just want to touch on this as well. I I did go through a separation and a divorce with my ex-husband, but me and my ex-husband, we love each other so unconditionally that though we had a rocky point, we never left each other's side. And we believe in the greater good of raising our children. Okay, still having our foundation because we are the foundation for our children. Our children know mommy and daddy, and always will. We both don't have a support system. We both come from traumatic backgrounds. Okay, we both are. We both helped each other heal, and still are. We both have the same outlook on life and how we want to raise our children and what we want to give back out into the world, okay? Under the creator, okay? So we both have dealt with demons, everything, you guys. Like, I always say this is my best friend. I love him so much, and he'll always be someone who's by my side, right? Vice versa. But as strange as someone might see that, which is crazy to me, okay, as strange as someone might see that, I have witnessed all around me everyone trying to have a part and have a say in our dynamic, the fall of our marriage, etc. There are so many factors that played a role, but ultimately our love never changed for each other. We unconditionally love each other because how else was it supposed to be to come together to create two divine beings? And though we fall short sometimes, or we fall off our path sometimes, we understand the greater good and the bigger picture. What most cannot say, I can't fathom beefing. I can't fathom. There's so many things that even he has done that's just not right, but I don't sit here and I don't crucify him for anything. I don't hold anything over his head. I I transmute that energy and I use it as fuel to keep us all together and to keep moving in the direction that we both need to go. So, like, again, we've got so much criticism, but we've also gotten so many compliments like, wow, this is beautiful. You guys are, I love to see it. Well, you should. I mean, this should be more common. I don't understand how two people come together and create and even say that they love each other, even get married and things like that, but they can't stand each other, that they hate each other. I've experienced so much. It's just with that whole like process, that whole timeline. I mean, it lasted about 2 years. And I realized that people have no relationship with the creator. People have no relationship with themselves, with love, even with their own children. And on top of that, with breaking generational curses. Me and the father of my children, we have such a stern like outlook on breaking generational curses. That is what our like life is about. Though we are also in the learning process as well because we are young. I'm 29, he's 28. There's there's something off, I feel like, about women and feeling like they raise their children. And I'm sorry, but you do not. You do not. Okay? If you are not sun up, sun down every day, I'm sorry, but you're not. And I'm not saying that you fall short of being a mother. I'm not saying that you're a bad mother. I'm not saying anything, but a lot of women are not learning from what they've been through. It's just an ongoing cycle, and it's sad to see. You know, a lot of women are okay with creating the same cycles because the devil will continuously try to stop you from being your better self, stop you from raising divine beings. And so the whole purpose is to become divine beings, right? Yourself, be divine beings, and create divine beings. You know, me and mine, we're woke. We're woke as fuck. But don't get me wrong. We're still here in the matrix. And we are still, souls having a human experience. We're here for a reason, okay? So, give or take some, leave some, but overall, what are you doing to better the world? To create a whole new generation of divine beings. How are you adding on to that? What are you doing? And, I get criticism. I mean, drama. Things that people bring drama and they want to create fights and drama over. And it's crazy because everybody cares about money. And I will tell you this. People like to preach family, they're family oriented, or, village this, village that, but none of that really exists. Everyone is really out for themselves, okay? And people will sit here and say, well, hey, both of you guys need to work. Both of this or that. I'm sorry, but me raising my 2 children is the ultimate job within itself. And it's the most rewarding job. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Don't get me wrong. Of course, things get tedious and things get hard and things get this or that or overwhelming. And I wouldn't even say hard. I would just say overwhelming. And that requires balance. But that also requires what? being healed or being grounded and being emotionally stable and being, being level-headed. I got a lot of criticism about, oh, you don't discipline your children. I mean, seriously, down to a T. And it's like, well, you're used to seeing children be beat the shit out of, or you're used to seeing just ghetto shit. However you want to put it. But I have a system. I have a way of doing things because I am not like you. I am nothing like you've seen. I'm not nothing that you know. Okay? And it has nothing to do with not cursing. It has nothing to do with not doing this or that, etc. You can't hate on me. Jealousy, hatred, it shows. And, I feel like a lot of women would rather be in my shoes. But when you sit there and go against what I do, it shows me that you don't have the same mental capacity. You're not as conscious as me and aware to where you will sit here and say, hey, I have children. They require my full being. Well, yeah, you had sex under what? You weren't married or this or that? Because I feel like once you get married and once you do, that unconditional love shall remain outside of you two even growing outside of each other. When one person keeps transcending and growing and transforming and the other person's descending and this or they're just still stagnant, that does not break the bond of unconditional love that is brought together by the Creator. So most people are having children with descended individuals, right? We talked about, if you guys go ahead and listen to my other videos, you'll see that I talk about earth angels, being chosen, messengers of God, from God, right? There's something about like men missing their portals, but women also not realizing that they are portals. Women are too masculine. Men are too feminine. And another woman would say, well, you need to go be more masculine. You need to go do this. And you can't expect a man to do, you can't do this. Oh, excuse me. We're a team. Oh, I carry the load on all fronts. But I will never sit here and take away from my children's childhood, livelihood, and prosperity, okay? And just being raised to their fullest potential because I want to sit here and put a personal need first. Or to say, wow, I want to help. I am helping. Oh, I'm helping to the fullest degree because not one person can say that they've raised my children. Not a school, not a daycare, not an institution, not a village of people. No one. No one can sit here and say, wow, like I am a part of raising my children. It's just me and their father. And they don't lack for anything. My children don't lack for anything. And one would put even down to the marriage. Oh, well, what did you gain out of it? What? I don't need the car. I don't need the big house. I don't need he has to have the best job in the entire world. No, I fucking grew spiritually, okay? When I say I have grown so much spiritually, I've been on my spiritual journey for 10 years, okay? Literally. 10 years. I can't tell you how many times I've awakened, transformed, etc. But this right here, the process of us in our marriage and in the separation and divorce, and where I am now and where we are now and where he is now, we put our heads together and we put our third eyes together. We kiss each other's third eye and we say, we're so thankful for this journey. Because we have grown spiritually. Spiritually, I can't tell you how much we both have experience with each other. The Creator loves us. And I know that, wow, divine masculine, divine feminine. Oh, for sure. But we could not see that within ourselves at a certain period of time, even though we were conscious, but because we didn't step fully into it and surrender. And now that we are, there's just this complete shift, like this whole shift. And everyone around us is lost, unhappy, fake happy, greed, materialism, trying to get by every day just by thinking that they are really doing something in the world. And I don't judge anyone. That's what's great. I don't judge. I really don't care about your life and what you got going on. But once you start looking into mine and start being a part of my life and start trying to sit there and pick apart something or trying to tell me, I peep shade from miles away. Okay? I peep shade from miles away, and I do not entertain shit, but I do speak up and I do stand grounds on my shit because, one, you can learn a lot from me. You can learn a lot from me, but don't ever challenge my beliefs and my system when it has nothing to do with anyone else. Now, the thing is karma. And, I pray for deliverance because, karma, this is the year of karma, okay? And karmic cycles ending, karmic cycles aren't repeat. This is between ascending and transforming and sitting there being in a karmic loop or continuously being in a karmic loop. I feel like there has just been this complete shift, and now everybody has to realize what part they play with themselves, what they have done, what wrong they're doing, and it's your choice to whether you want to awaken or not. I mean, women and men are so hypnotized, programmed to sit here and feel like, I can't tell you how many times my mother has said, you need to get a job. If I could never with my daughter. My goal, my whole thing is for my daughter to never, ever have to leave my home, leave me, okay, unless she is going off to marry, right? Or just certain factors that play a part in what's mine will always be yours because it's ours. Because my children are whom I live for. And I live for myself. And I live for my family, right? My immediate family, which is the family that I created. Ex-husband and my 2 children. And me. Nothing else, no one else, that's it, okay? I've had a very, very hard upbringing, just life period, but I'm so thankful for every experience, which I've always said since I was young. Always been thankful. But the thing is I am so aware and so conscious that I could never inflict what I went through onto my children. because that's not being a better person. My thing is being a better person. All truths come out. All things have to come out. Reflection, mirrors. Come on. Smoke and mirrors have to clear. Because there is something that needs to be taught. There's a lesson that needs to be learned. Doing it for my ancestors, for the future generation, for my children. It's, people project onto me, and it's crazy. People will project and sit here and say, well, you already have two. You don't need any more. I want as many children as I fucking want. I don't complain about my children. I don't send my children off to go to be babysat by anyone. I don't ask for anything when it comes to my children and raising them. That's the craziest thing about everything. And why? Because if anybody should be having fucking kids, it's me and mine. And I'm just being really honest. Which is why I realized that people don't really like to come around, or people don't really like to be a part of this, or because it makes you have to look at yourself and wonder, what am I doing wrong? When I say I have two very smart and intelligent children, okay? And I mean smart, okay? And I'm very proud because I put that work in with them. I, their dad, we are a team. Okay? But this world is so messed up that there are spells, there are witchcraft, there is so much going on, spiritual warfare, that they will try to even attack your children. I done seen it. I've experienced it for the past 2 years. I kid you not. It's real. It's real. It's real. I literally danced with the devil for about 2 years. I have met someone. I'm thinking it's going to go this way, and I've experienced something, and I'm experiencing things on a whole nother spiritual level. And I danced with the devil. And I fed that demon. I kept feeding that demon. And I had to realize that this isn't my walk of faith. This isn't who I am. And this pulls me from the Creator. So once I even cut that off, things started to go back to normal. There's so much that I have to talk about. Okay, you guys, there is so much that I have to talk about. I have heard the most craziest things being talked about my ex-husband. People even putting such a bad connotation on, a bad representation on codependency. People will literally sit here and say, you guys your foundation is so strong and tight that y'all are too codependent. That's sad. That is sad. That is sad. That is sad. People, y'all are so hypnotized that y'all are a part of the agenda. Y'all are a part of the matrix to make sure that families cannot sit there and raise their children together, regardless of personal conflicts. Don't you think our children will be less fucked up? You just created more fucked up children. You didn't learn. You didn't learn from your mother. You didn't learn from your father. You ain't learned from the whole goddamn shit. You didn't learn. Okay? Because you're not aware, you're not conscious, and you are a part of the matrix and the agenda. Learn some things. Step outside of yourself and wonder why. Why are you so unhappy that you have to project onto other people that they're unhappy? Especially, let's start with living beyond your means. I live well within my means. When I say I am very much so a minimalist and I don't give a fuck about none of this XYZ stuff, I don't. And nor do my children. My children have had less than and more than. But they really don't give a fuck about it. They can like, my children are not addicted to TV. They're not addicted to really anything. My son is eating me out of house and home, but I look at him and I'm like, you got mommy's genes. Like, I could just see him being a Hulk. You know what I mean? Hulk out here. But outside of that, we eat healthy. I've never fed my children bullshit. I've never, it's like certain things that I have such a way of doing because I am a certain way, and health is wealth, and I have my own way of living, right? Within humanity, like with love and humanity, how the Creator wanted it to be. Ever since I had my first child, ever since I got pregnant with my first child, I never worked. Never worked. And even if I did a little something here and there for some money, okay, sure. But it never worked. As I shouldn't. And I'm sorry, but I raised 2 children. Okay? And I took care of the home. Very much business savvy. I'm very smart. Very much useful and of value. Okay? I like to cater to mine. But I also like to cater to myself. There's, like, even for the past 2 years, dancing with the devil. Tried so hard to change my beliefs and change me who I am when I believe in the greater good. Okay? My children are being raised as spiritual beings, divine beings. Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't, we don't do none of that. Jesus, no, whoever that is, whatever God everybody else, we are, we worship each other over here. I worship my family. I worship the grounds of our love and our consciousness. Because why? We're all connected. Oh yeah, all connected. On a whole nother level. I don't give a damn what anybody says or what anyone thinks. I've had people try to fight me about religion, argue, things of that nature. And I'm just like, no. Even if it resulted in a friendship ending, I didn't care. It was probably for the best. I can literally, come on, read my description. I know who is who and I know what is what. And I know what isn't and what is. Okay? Because I am connected to the divine. Straight up. my discernment is on a whole nother level. My intuition is on a whole nother level. Okay. And the creator keeps testing me too. And I passed my tests. I might have failed, I think, one tester, but I passed my tests. Because even though I failed that, I still turned around and passed. There is just too much at stake with the world, and everybody's lost. But now people are starting to awaken more. But how do we all really truly come together collectively and say, wow, this is the way, like it once was? And I'm not saying that one person is supposed to do this and the other is supposed to do that. No. I'm saying whatever works for your household works for your household. But do not sit here and complain or sit here and act like I don't don't act like, oh, you did something that was so right. Transparency and honesty is the best way. And being transparent and reflective on why you have raised such shitty beings yourself. Take a look. I mean, I danced with the devil for 2 years just now. Their mother and their father, all they should be ashamed. And I'm sorry, but yes, ultimately you have failed. I mean, it shows in your child, but your child thinks that you guys are so perfect, and your child thinks that they're perfect, and that what they do is best, and what they know is best, when they have demons that they have to feed. They have abandonment issues. They have wounds. They are unhealed. They have to heal. And why are they fucked up like this? Because the mother was not raising the children. And usually it always happens this way. The women are the ones who get who take the hit the hardest, right? And the boys may grow or may be better off, whatever the case is. But there are so many emotional wounds. There's too many wounds that are unhealed. We all are products of the matrix. We all are born into karmic debt. But nobody's willing to change or learn. No, I mean, people think that they come from loving homes. No, you did not. Because you don't even know how to love unconditionally, and you don't know how to accept love. There's this disconnect on all grounds. We have to stop making excuses. For instance, I'm not going to say I didn't come from a loving dynamic. I got love from my grandmother. I received love from my grandmother, my aunt, some type of love. I've seen so much that I knew as a young child what I wanted differently. You know what I mean? Because you could either be a product of your environment, or you could sit there and say, I am not that. I chose to say I'm not that, at a young age, because I was that intelligent. But I get a lot of characteristics from my grandmother versus my mother. Me and my mother are complete opposites. I'm feminine, and my mother's very masculine, but I do have to pull out traits from my masculinity, like being a leader, you know, XYZ. Has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with nothing. It's about what I want for my family, how I want my family to be raised, how I want my family to progress. That is so much value within itself. You can't put a price on that. You can't put limitations on that. Raising emotionally intelligent beings, communicative beings, etc., etc., etc. Oh, my children have no problem telling me they're mad or they're sad, and etc., etc., etc. Or that they don't like this, or they want that, or they want to go here, or anything of that nature. I mean, what have you, right? And I think that people need to realize that it's not about all of us being different and being this or that reason. It's just about you got to go within. Do some work. Do some work on yourself. Heal. Really pay attention, because I know for a fact that everybody I have came across, they have seen something. They have learned something. They will always resort to me. Wow, that I remember. Oh wow, this or that. And I'm sorry, but it's rarely that I do. I always knew too in my life that there is nobody that I'm going to walk with hand in hand but my ex-husband. I have 2 children. Not about having sex. It ain't about none of that type of stuff. It's about being in a conscious relationship. Being conscious, 2 people who are consciously soul tied the right way, divinely tied to the Creator. Oh, I knew he was going to be significant in my life. And I think people are a bit selfish. You can't be selfish when it comes to heartbreaks and hurt and pain. Transmute that energy and really go within and figure out why the fuck did things happen in the first place. Look within yourself. Because as people, we always attract what's out there. Where did we fall short? In the universe, we manifest. Even if we're not manifesting, I mean, you have to be able to, you gotta be aware and conscious to even manifest. Not anybody could just manifest. Because at that point, that's a gamble right there. That's a whole nother topic. Okay? Ooh-wee. Let's get into that one. But, let's not get into that right now, but we will get into that. But we naturally attract based off of our own frequencies. So you have to look within and sit there and say, and be transparent and say, Creator, what the heck did I think that I was going to receive when I am sitting here lacking, or when I'm sitting here and I'm full of crap myself? Just gotta be real. Be real and really intentional, because pain and hurt and all of that demon inside, that, and you feed it, you will be blindly led. You would fall off that path of the Creator, because you aren't even reflecting. Because, and I'm not saying that, oh yeah, you people, we all go out there looking for trouble or looking for the worst of things, or no. But your experience is tailored to you for a reason. You experienced XYZ for a reason. How are you going to transmute that energy and use it as power? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. How? Sit down. Juice, sit down. You know? So many people will try to stop you when they know that you plus another person equals ultimate greatness. Oh, trust me. But sometimes you got to figure that out for yourself, even if it means making the wrong decision and having to realize what the right decision is. Oh, I mean, it's really real. And it's very important to understand the lessons, learn from things, instead of being so quick to point the finger at somebody else like they're horrible or evil or whatever the case is. What did you do? What role did you play? What was your response and reactions? Oh, because the Creator sees everything. Oh, for sure. All things come to the light. Oh, what the Creator wants you to see and wants you to know. Oh, you will know if it's meant for you to know. Oh, you will see if it's meant for you to see. Half of everybody is lost. Most of everybody is lost. Sorry, but y'all are. Y'all are. How you just wake up like that and you just went and took a nap? So, this is just probably part one since my son just woke up, but for real, everybody needs to realize what role they play and start choosing what side and what role do you really want to play, what side do you really want to be on. I'm with the Creator, Yeshua, Christ. Okay, Christ consciousness. I'm on that side. Ain't nowhere else I'm going. Ain't nowhere else I'm at. Like, that's it. Oh, okay, like that's it. Come here, baby. I've even had someone say, "Oh, two unhealed people should never be together," or two people who have been through trauma, or two people who have mental issues should never be together. I've heard someone has told me that, and it's crazy because they were mentally they had mental issues and were emotionally messed up, but they thought that they were so good, you know, but they're no different, right? Because I tell you this, the best thing is, sure, one person can lead someone or can have someone follow, but I'll tell you this as well. There's competition sometimes. There is always narcissism, right? Because even the person who told me that was a narcissist himself. And don't get me wrong, everybody has a sense of their own ego, okay? And ego is not a bad thing, but it's the overdrive with selfishness. And it's the overdrive where thinking that you are the standard, right? When you're not, because there's some flaws in place there. So even when I'm telling you, two people who come from the same background to come together. Can you put it back in the refrigerator, please? Coming together to know that, hey, we know at first hand what we cannot accept, have, or we do not want. And that right there is way more powerful than, whoa, you don't come from a loving family. You come from this. You're not good enough. You don't do this. You're not a good enough mother. You can't do this. It's competition. Okay? There's like a sense of, I'm better than you. And I'm sorry, it's true. Jealousy and competition and putting the other person down. It's like two people who come from the same background. You know exactly. You understand each other. You know exactly where someone is mentally and consciously, and what one expects and wants, and down to dreams, aspirations, down to we're going to help each other get there. How can we do it? Down to other than constant criticism, because not all criticism is positive at all. Okay, guys, sit down on the couch. Yeah, just sit on the couch for a minute if you're going to be out here. So it's just, it's crazy to think that, because everybody's different. Everybody comes from different walks of life. You are never going to be paired with somebody who is exactly like you or so-called perfect like you think you are, right? And the ultimate thing with that is The ultimate thing with that is, hey, inside voice, guys. I don't mind you talking and all that, but inside voice, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong. There has to be some sense of, okay, someone's willing to grow. Everybody's willing to grow. Okay. But you cannot also rush one's process of growing. People are not projects. People don't owe you the satisfaction of changing to the beat of your horn. People love to control. What is that? Greed, power, controlling, and using that to feel what? Superior, and even just a leader. It's just got to stop. You know? It's got to stop. So, thank you guys for listening, tuning in. This is Empress Coco, the Divine Messenger. See you next time, or talk to you next time. Bye.